Andrew Wellsted is the head of tax at Norton Rose, also a very serious Lion supporter and a colleague for many years. Andrew predominantly focuses in areas of international tax, banking, mergers and acquisitions. And Andrew has also taught me over the number of years that we've known each other that you're not a good tax lawyer until the day that you have a tax loophole named after you. So let's hear what Andrew has to tell us. Thanks.
The Lion supporter thing seems to come up every year, but I'm not that embarrassed anymore, I'm glad to say. A few years ago it was a point of great shame for some people. So I hope you're going to see a bit of a thread between the three talks that we give today. We're obviously talking about leveraged financing. Brian's spoken more from the funder's perspective. I'm going to be talking to you about the basic rules that are in place. And, recent changes to those rules. A couple of things I just wanted to say. I think that these sorts of talks have become more interesting in the context of the Davis Tax Committee. The Davis Tax Committee has given us an opportunity to re-look at rules. Do they make sense and hopefully align the commercial objectives or the economic objectives of the country with our regulatory burden? I often feel that sometimes we're pulling in different directions. We're trying to incentivize foreign investment, yet in the other way, we're creating regulatory regimes that are very difficult to navigate. So that's one of the themes that will be coming out in the talk as well. The sections that I'm going to be talking about today have been with us for some time, so a lot of it won't be new, but there are recent amendments and there are some new insights that have come up in the Davis Tax Committee. It's also important for me to lay the groundwork for what Craig's going to talk about. So that's going to be the main focus of the talk that I'm going to be giving. A couple of things that I want you to bear in mind that Brian mentioned. The one was, does Section 23N actually impact? And we'll get to Section 23N later. Does it impact on transactions? And that'll tie in nicely to the theme, well, if it isn't impacting and it's not doing anything, do we need the complexity there? So that's a theme I'm going to be revisiting. The final thing that Brian mentioned, which was quite interesting, was he's been in practice 14 years and he's been through boom times and lean times and all of those good things. I interviewed somebody recently and I was lamenting how hard it is to earn a buck these days and, you go fight for your market share and all of these things. And after my little missive, he said to me, well, I hate to tell you, but I've never worked in the boom times. So it goes to show how long things have been lean and tough, that there's a whole generation of new practitioners who don't know those boom times. So let's kick off with the basic ground rules. I'm going to start with something that everyone knows, but it certainly sets the scene for where we're going to be going. When is interest, so we're talking in the context of leveraged acquisitions now. And really the whole crux of the issue where the rest of the talk goes emanates from the fact that sometimes interest expenditure incurred on a loan to fund an acquisition is deductible, and sometimes it isn't deductible. Now, when is it deductible? Well, we all remember Section 11A. That says it's deductible when the expenditure is incurred in the production of income, not for a capital purpose, and in the course of a trade. So it isn't deductible when the interest expense is incurred in the production of something other than income. So let's just visit that quickly. So in the present example here, you can see that we've got an acquiring company. It's borrowed funds from a funder, and it's buying assets or a business out of the target company. So therefore, it's buying assets which are going to give rise to income in its hands, and that interest expenditure is deductible by it. I don't think that's controversial or